Okay, welcome back to my show. Today we are making a Carrie special. It looks something like this. It is made to be trolled deeper down, closer to the bottom of the bottom of the lake. What you're gonna need is black thread. You're gonna need green, whatever this is called. You're gonna need some grizzly hackle for these big straggly fins, and you're gonna need a brown feather like this. And just not strip off, but you're gonna need just a brown feather for the tail. So I am doing this with a size 8 hook. You can use hook sizes anywhere from size 8 to size 12, or not 12, 10. Yeah, this is a very basic fly. It's made for beginners. So you're gonna start your thread and wind it down till it's even with the barb. Cut your thread off. Now you're gonna put on the tail. Take your brown piece of feather, thin it out. You only want the tail, not even half the size of the body. Just a little under half the size of the body. So about that, a little shorter than this. About that long. So you're gonna want to wrap this on, right? Now wrap it all the way up until you're even with the barb again. What you always want to remember is you wind the thread to where your next piece of material is going to begin. Clip off the excess feather. Okay, you can see before I started this video, I already stripped off some of the fuzz. You can see that, so you start wrapping from the core. Okay, so what you do is you take this green fuzzy string and do your loop knots, or loop tie, or whatever you call it. Personal preference. Okay, there. Bind down till you're one eye space away from the eye. So right there, and then make a little marker like that. Wrap it all the way up to the front. But remember to take the threads and smooth them back. It keeps it nice and fluffy. Don't pull them too hard that you pull the whole hook backwards. Just pull it hard enough. And I'll pull it nice and close to the one eye space away again. Take your thread, go over under about 5 to 10 times. Actually, as many times that satisfies you. Bump the camera. No. Sorta. Take your nail and tighten it up, push it back. Or make a nice tight head. There. Now take your grizzly hackle. You want it probably about like that. About this long. Do your loop knots to get it to stay in. You're gonna bind this down nice and tight. Sound good? Nice and tight. Okay, now you're going to take a pair of hackle pliers, you can see. It helps if you take the tip and make a little V shape, but I would recommend not doing that. It does make it harder. You're going to grab the stem of the feather. Too much thread. You always want to keep about that much thread out. I'm gonna wrap around twice and 1/2. Now you're gonna remember, you gotta remember to wiggle it so it doesn't catch the threads and pull them down, and wrap them to the hook. You want to do it like this. Take that. Don't trim your thread, or always hold the object you're clipping up so you don't clip your thread. If you clip your thread, you're not going to be a happy fly fisher. I can tell you that. That's one thing I'm good at not doing. There, now you're going to make a head that's solid black. That is, if you have brown thread on, then you're going to make solid brown, but I have black, so solid black. And make it look nice, right? Go back about a centimeter from the eye. Centimeter to an inch. Sounds good. And keep binding it back so you make the hairs face backwards. Okay, it should look like that so far. Now take your finishing tool. In my case, it is a whip finish. In other cases, it could be your fingers or those metal rods that you can use to tie a knot. But I like using whip finish. I think it's the quickest. Some people think other tools are the quickest. Oh, I messed up on that one, hey? Just a sec. I just need to make this a little tighter. There we go. That's better. There, now you're going to want to whip finish. I always do it twice just to make sure that you don't break a knot. And if one knot does end up breaking, you always got one more knot to back it up. There. You see that? Now if you used a different tool other than the whip finish, or a different tool that works like a whip finish, I wouldn't worry about putting on head cement. But if you do, I would put on Pro-Lac head cement and use a toothpick to paste it on only to the head where you tied your knot, so the knots have a less chance of breaking. But that's the Carrie special for ya. Carrie special.